imagine if Harlan was a female and Harlan was 21 and just got here from Canada.
With these legs?
With those legs. And not a lot
I'd
of
be on.
Not a lot of ways to make a living, but you're cute.
Desperate times call for desperate matters, Joe Rogan. You know, it's a serious question, and it's almost a sad one in today's world.
It is.
Because in the old days, you had your sex industry sort of confined to the shadows. And now anyone's daughter, cousin, niece, nephew, that they can suddenly be exposed to the world in the most promiscuous way, but in the most profitable way.
That's the problem, is also you get addicted to the money. Let's imagine you're a lady. And you have a site, and you show your feet and stick things inside your butt or whatever you do. And you're making...
What was that last part?
Stick stuff inside your butt.
If you're a lady.
Yeah.
Like what?
Some ladies, they put like dildos in there and stuff.
Okay, have you ever seen that?
No, but I'm just assuming it happens. Doesn't that happen, Jamie? Sure.
You've never seen a lady do that?
I'm sure it's true. It's no, sir.
Joe?
Not in real life.
You haven't?
No. Stick a rubber dick inside their butthole? I don't want to be there for that.
You've never seen that?
No.
Why not?
I'm not interested.
You ever been through a car wash?
I have.
What's the difference?
It's a big difference. One of them is your butt where you shit out of and you're putting a rubber dick inside of. The other one is you're getting your car washed.
You make a good point.
Point is, if you were making...
Yeah.
If you're doing all this and you developed a nice fan base, you're making $100,000 a month, $300,000 a month.
Yeah.
And then you don't feel good about yourself. And what do? Do you just save up the money and quit? If you meet a nice guy and he's like, so what do you do for a living? You're like, well, let me tell you, I don't want to do it anymore, but I take rubber dicks and I oil my butthole up and I shove them in there with a HD camera, a few inches from my butthole. And guys send me tips.
I think the subtext here, Joe, is what is the price you put on your dignity?
Right.
What is the price you put on your spirit? Because this stuff, it may seem fun in the moment, but you get down the road and it follows you.
We looked it up.
Yeah.
And it's something crazy like 10% of girls aged 18 to 24 in the United States are on OnlyFans.
This is a tough question, and you can tell me to shut up if you want.
Okay.
You have a daughter, don't you?
I have 3 daughters.
You have 3 daughters. I have 4 sisters. If one of your daughters told you she was doing OnlyFans, what would your reaction be?
I think I made a big failure as a parent.
But how would you approach it with said daughter?
Well, you would give them advice. First of all, your daughter or your son is a human being. You don't own them, right?
Good point. So touchy point, but good point.
If you treat them like you own them and they have to listen to you, they'll never listen to you and they're going to rebel. This is just human nature.
Excellent point. I'm with you so far.
You have to give them advice, and you have to talk to them and talk to them about the repercussions of what they're doing and realize that this stuff will follow you. And some people are going to be fine with that. Look, there's some ladies that are like, look, I don't ever want a fucking regular job. I'm ashamed of my body. And maybe they're not sticking things up their butt. Maybe they're just being naked, and they're like, this is way better than having a job. Fun. What does it say? Top 1%. Top earners make about $18,000 to $49,000 per year. Whoa, that's it?
That's not much. I could work at Denny's for that.
What? So the top 0.1% make $100,000 per month, or $1.2 million annually. That's the top 0.1. But the top 1% only make $18,000 to $49,000 a year. So you imagine you're making $18,000 or $49,000 a year. You're still living in poverty. If you're making $18,000 a year, you're poor, and you are showing your pussy, and
your
no
butt
one's
hurts.
paying for it.
Yeah. Wait a minute, but Joe, I know that you
Look at that.
You have a bit of a rage side. Like Joe knows how to rage because you're a fighter. You know how to go into that red zone. You can be an intimidating force. Is there a world where your daughter says, "Daddy, I'm doing this," and Joe just goes, "You're fucking not"? Like, do you go into the red zone, or do you just...
That's not gonna... If you do that with your kids, they're not gonna listen to you.
But what if you did it just because of the reaction, where you were so mad or disappointed in them?
I would only be that mad if someone was doing something terrible to them.
Okay.
Or,
You're a good dad.
But you have to be...
I like what I'm hearing here.
You have to be a human. You
Yeah.
know? You're the parent, but you also... You got to understand human nature. I know people that yell at their kids, and I know kids that have been yelled at, and they always resent that. They're always angry. It's a stupid way to handle it.
Something happened here just now that I was not expecting today. I got to see a side of you that I didn't know if it was there or not, because I don't know your family life, but I got to feel for a second dad vibes, dad love. And I think I sort of pictured you sitting with your daughter and being very reasonable and loving.
Well, hopefully I never have to have that conversation.
I hope so too, but I see you as an understanding, nurturing dad in that moment. I love that.
I try to be.
Yeah.
That's the goal. I mean, if you want to have a relationship with your kids, and you know, my daughters are teenagers now too, and we've never gone through a period where you always hear these periods where the kids rebel against you and hate you.
Yeah.
That's never happened, and I think that's probably
good.
never happened because we always just communicate, and I try to be as reasonable and as open-minded as possible.
That's what I can
but also
feel.
You got to be very supportive too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to be a kid, man. It's even harder to be a
today.
kid today than ever before because of social media and all the pressures that they face, and then also this weird world that they're entering into where AI might be taking all the jobs. So they're like, what the fuck am I going to do? What am I going to do with my life?
I love AI.
Do you? You're all in?
I'm all in.
What's your favorite part about it?
I love it, Joe, because it's opening a door to creativity for everybody. Now, a lot of people are being pessimistic and saying it's taking away our creativity. But think about any art gallery you've ever been to. You go in, you see the Renoir, the Degas, the Dali, all the usual suspects, Van Gogh, Goya, all of them, right?
Right.
Those have all been placed there over the centuries as the art that we all know and have adopted. And that came from a select group of individuals, very talented, contributed to art culture and art history, but it's a pool of about maybe 200 artists through the course of history.
Right.
Now think about a guy you bumped into working in the sprinkler aisle at Home Depot 3 weeks ago, who's got a wife and kids and maybe doesn't have the opportunity or the wherewithal to tap into his artistry. But now that guy and the guy at Dunkin' Donuts and the girl that works at the car wash, and every human being now has a way to express their hidden talents. And so with AI, they can go home at the end of the night and press a few buttons and go, I imagined this thing and AI is letting me get it out and the world gets to see it. Same with medicine, same with inventions. How many Elon Musks are there that grew up in poverty and never got the chance to expand on a concept or an idea because they didn't have the means? But if AI starts to open these doors for every human being, think of the barrage of incredible visual and conceptual designs that are going to come at us, and a lot of them will probably be practical and actually work. And the common man and woman didn't have access to that before.
That's one way of looking at it. That's
I love
positive.
it. I love it.
That's true.
Example in my own life, I come from the animation world, and I like to write. And a few years back, I pitched an animation idea around Hollywood, and it got rejected. And so now me and a few of my friends in the dawn of AI are creating the same thing that got rejected, and we're going to put it out into the world. We couldn't have done it 2-3 years ago. It would have cost us $3 million. Now we're doing it for a few thousand. And it looks like incredible. A Pixar movie. It looks like Pixar. So if you tell me that AI isn't opening a whole new world, it's not true. It is. It's letting all of us dig really deep and expose our gifts and our talents. And yeah, there's always the downside, but let's try and look at the good side of it too.
I like what you're saying.
Thank you, Joe.
The downside is the people that don't want to be creative. They want to be accountants. Or they want to be lawyers. They want to, like, those jobs.
Stop. How about that accountant's an accountant because he can never tap into the artistry that hides within him, or the lawyer. But now, after hitting the machines all day, he can go home and go, you know what? I never could have done this before, but I'm going to create an image, a painting, a drawing in 10 minutes that I've always wanted to show the world. So that's what I'm saying. Even those pessimists can now throw off the demons on their back that are inhibiting them, and it's going to allow all of us to be so much more expressive.
Okay.
That's my take.
Well, hopefully. I mean, that's the question, like, what do people do if there's no more jobs and you just get money from the government because AI creates so much abundant resource that no one has to work anymore? Are you going to find things to do that are interesting?
Yeah.
Maybe AI can help you do that.
I'll tell you this, Joe. In probably 7 or 8 years, I bet we're sitting here, me and you, going, remember AI? Because we're humans, man. We don't stop. People think AI is going to be the end of the line. It's just another stepping stone to our progression to where we're meant to go. You believe in higher forces. I know that. So this is just one of the steps. Remember when people thought, I'm not getting a cell phone. I'm not getting on the internet. I don't want a fax machine. But we just keep going. We're humans. We keep going up those stairs. We're adventurers. We're curious. We never stop. And so AI is just another small thing, as big as it seems now, as robust as it seems. It's just a small step in the giant ladder that's leading this weird species that we are to a bigger, higher, distant place.
Look at you, dude. You should do a seminar.
I should show my legs again.
You should tell everybody all these thoughts you have.
Well, I'm telling right now, we're sharing them.
Yeah.
But don't you think all these things we come up with are leading to something where we're meant to go?
Yes.
I don't think we're all just here randomly in wars and fighting and this. I think it's all, we're the worker ants right now, and we're the platform for the future worker ants to get to the pinnacle that we don't even know what it is yet, and maybe there is no pinnacle. But whatever force created us, Joe, they want us to keep going. That's why we search the oceans and the space and the moon and the planets. We're going to keep going.
Yep.
And AI is a tool for us to get there. So you can be pessimistic. You can be like, oh, AI and how. But why don't you just spend your time looking at the positive side of things?
I agree with you about the direction that we're going. I think that's what we're meant to do.
Yeah.
I just think that we are in a time of insane change, and that makes people scared.
It does.
Yeah.
But you know, being scared also makes us feel alive. Think about the most vibrant moments in your life.
How about after 9/11? Those days?
Oh yeah, people. It's like someone kicked the ant nest open. We were all scurrying around looking for the eggs. Ants always preserve the eggs. But those eggs were our lives and our neighbors. We were talking and communicating.
We were friendly with each other.
That's right.
Yeah.
We realized the importance of a communal existence. We realized the importance of needing each other.
Yeah, people get very complacent, and you need to be shook up every now and then.
Yeah.
It's very good for you.
And maybe AI, if there's one downside to it, it could maybe create a bigger cocoon for us because we'll have so much at our fingertips, it may isolate us even more.
Maybe.
But we have to look beyond all these weird parameters we set and go, what's the upside? What's it doing for us?
Well, it's inevitable, and it's going to happen no matter what, and I think people always figure out a way to be okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to happen, and there's going to be a time of great upheaval, and it's going to change a lot, but hopefully people will be all right, and they're going to have to adapt and learn and grow.
And we
That's where we're
always
at.
have.
And we always have.
And we always will.
And most likely, it'll be better for everybody overall. This idea that Elon keeps pushing is universal high income, is that people will have plenty of money, abundant resources, and there's not going to be a problem of food, shelter, medical, education. All that stuff's going to go away because of AI. And the real problem will be, what do you decide to do with your life? What do you decide to do with your time?
Right.
But you'll have the freedom to do whatever you want with your time. Just think about how little crime there's going to be if there's abundant resources and no one has to steal anymore. No more stealing, no more robbing, and no more poverty. Literally no more poverty.
I don't
know if that's possible or if it is in 50 years or 100 years, but no more poverty is wild.
No more poverty is a reality. Criminality, I think, you have to remember there's people who don't engage in criminality to make money. They engage in criminality as a passion. A lot of criminals like the process. They like the game playing. They like the herd and the chess moves. They like winning. They like deceiving.
Right. Like drug dealing.
Right. So
Making
they're
a big deal. The submarine shows up in San Diego.
Yeah.
They pull the fucking coke bags out.
Right.
Or
Or
throw
even-
them in the back of a Mercedes.
Yeah, they
Listen
love
to the
that.
Miami Vice
There's a
theme
thrill.
track. Yeah.
Or
come on.
there's even the adversarial component where they like the idea of killing their competition.
Yeah, it's a war.
So I don't think we'll ever transcend, the criminal element of it. But you never know, though.
If AI develops literal corruption, we could read into his mind. We won't be able to plot any kind of
Right. Or, and this is because I think it never ends, does AI design something to help us plot? You know what I mean?
Maybe just, if you're a criminal, just put you in a simulation where you're allowed to do a Grand Theft Auto but in real life.
Yeah.
You know, you just walk in, and all of a sudden you're in the streets of Chicago.
Yeah.
You're running down the street with a gun, you shoot a guy and take his Mercedes, and you're just having a good time. But then you come right back to real life. And it's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah. This is what I like, that it's so endless, and it's going to take so many twists and turns.
Well, then the question is, has that already happened? Are we in a simulation right now?
Oh, yeah. I think we talked about this last time.
People think we are.
I don't believe so.
Smarter than me.
But can I take you back a second?
Take me back to the old days.
Exactly. Picture Pioneer Village. Betty O'Connor churning some butter down by the blacksmith shop. Kyle McGivens shaving timbers to build a log cabin. Do you think that those people who were in covered wagons and were us, just the old version of us, do you think they ever pulled the covered wagon to the side of the trail and went, "Hey, Jedediah, do you think we're in a simulation?" Like, I think we've created this simulation talk because we do have all this computer and, we're in this world now that's full of contraptions. But I don't think we're in a simulation. But go ahead.
Are you sure the pioneer days even really happened?
Wow, you got me, you son of a whore. I'm
don't
walking
know.
off the show. I'm walking off the show. Fuck you. This isn't
Take
a simulation.
those big rubber legs. Get the fuck out of here.
The only guy to walk off your show with fake legs.
I mean, if you think about it, we think that the Pioneer Days happened. We can go to the museum and we can see Pioneer Day wheels. And
What about the butter churning, Joe?
Yeah,
the
there's-
sweet butter churning.
there's a bunch of people that studied it in
Yeah.
universities, allegedly, if they're real people. I don't even know if
Yeah.
they're real. I don't even know if you're real. Why would you have rubber legs? This doesn't make sense. You showed up here with rubber pants and a gourd over your cock? This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
No
you're
one would
right.
do that.
I don't even think I'm real anymore.
You might not be.
Good point.
For real, for real.
I think we're real. I think it's not a simulation. I
Well-
don't know how do you make a simulation? Like we're all like pixels right now, and like there's too much.
Do you know the
know?
DMT laser thing?
What do you
know
mean?
this?
That like the
So when people smoke DMT, apparently if you use like a DeWalt construction laser, you know those lasers
Yeah.
they use to make sure things are level?
yeah.
If you get above that laser and look down on it, you see code in the laser.
Like matrix code, like the
Matrix
numbers.
code. It's like,
Okay.
and people see the same code. They describe it exactly the same.
Okay.
And so people see it. If you look to the side, you look underneath it, you see the code in the laser. And people think that this laser is exposing the code of the simulation that we live in. This is supposedly what it looks like.
I mean, I just am not there,
You
buddy.
see symbols and like weird number. I haven't done it.
If I see the whole drum set, I'm in. But if it's just the symbols, forget it.
I haven't done it, but I know a lot of people who've done it. And everyone that I know that's done it has said the same thing. They said it is fucking insane. And
DMT?
No, yeah, but DMT with this laser thing. So when you look down the laser, everybody that I know that's done it say it blew their fucking mind. You see all these weird symbols, they look like hieroglyphs or some foreign language or numbers, and it's very bizarre.
I don't know. It just seems to me, why run us through the drama of a life, a human life, where we're born, We endure pain, illness, suffering, love, hate, all the emotions, just to be a simulation. I don't get the reason for that.
What's the reason for it if it's not a simulation?
It's organic. It's
What does
just
that mean?
organic life.
But okay, what is organic?
It's made of the earth, born of the environment.
Right, but isn't that like this entire computing process where single-celled organisms figured out how to become multi-celled organisms, figured out how to interact with their environment, figured out the ecosystem, figured out how to balance itself off with both predator and prey and food and water and resources?
Right, but it's so very intricate and delicate. You have to bring into the question, was it organic or organic under the guise of a bigger creator?
Well, maybe the bigger creator is the simulation itself.
Damn it, Rogan! You know I'm
And maybe
walking
the problem,
again.
maybe the
fuck
problem.
off. I'm out.
Take them rubber legs and get the fuck out of here. Maybe the problem is calling it a simulation.
Yeah,
And maybe
I don't like that.
Maybe it's not that it's not real.
Yeah.
But that there is an underlying program that's running. Maybe instead of thinking of it as simulation, because you think of it as simulation, you think of it as not real. Like when I slap my arm, it hurts a little. Like that's real,
Right.
If I knock my knee, that hurts. But it's not that it's not real, but that it's running a program. And this program, what we talked about earlier, when you're saying that people are moving towards something bigger and a new version of what we are, maybe that's part of the program. Maybe the program is that all of these different components have to work together. This is why we'll never get rid of evil. You need evil so that you appreciate good. You want rainy days, you appreciate the sunshine. You want like good times and bad times. You have to have a little bit of bad times so you appreciate the good times. You have to have some days where you feel like shit so that you appreciate good days. You have to have bad friends so you appreciate really good friends.
Okay.
Like, all that stuff balances itself out and it's moving towards something. And what is it moving towards? The thing that we're involved in right now, AI. It's moving towards the creation of a new life form that's far more intelligent than we are. And it's probably a part of this whole process.
Okay. Valid. I like what you just said. But I'm going to expand on it a little.
Please do.
You're coming at it from a human perspective, where you're channeling it through, a human mind, which is beautiful and endless, and we can think beyond, the scope of who knows where our imaginations end. But that's because we're humans and we have the capacity. But to the schools of salmon spawning up the river and the moose fighting with a grizzly bear right now and the ants running around in their nest, do you think, why would they be part of a simulation? And I don't think any other living entity thinks simulation.
I don't think yes, it's a simulation. I think it's a program. And I think all those other different creatures are part of the ecosystem. Like you need the bears, you need the salmon, you need the deer, you need the vegetation, you need the animals that run through the grasses and shit on them and make manure.
Right.
All that stuff feeds off, and we exist in that thing, and we're moving in this direction of technological innovation and moving towards this new future that's happening right in front of our eyes right now.
But there's so many processes in what you just said. And it's
all
like,
these things work
why
together.
have them all? Why not just
'Cause it's
plop
life.
us down as humans?
No.
And we don't need trees and grass. We just live